Hi, in this video, I will be presenting about the different challenges and opportunities on the limited face-to-face as prescribed by both agencies, Department of Education and the Commission on Higher Education. From the different provisions of the mandates of both the Commission on Higher Education and Department of Education, I divided 5 techno-pedagogical challenges and opportunities that we can consider in the transition from the full online distance learning to a limited face-to-face. One, on class size. Second, on instructional designing. Third, on the delivery. Assessment on the fourth. And last but not the least, class-based continuity plan. Actually, a reverse engineering or the backward model in the technology integration process from micro going to the macro level. On class size, so come to think of it, these are the possible scenarios that may affect pedagogical and some administrative and academic component policies and guidelines. Some scenarios. What if in my class there are less face-to-face number, there are lesser number of face-to-face students, and there are many students who will go online. In other words, their parents did not allow them to go face-to-face. Another scenario to reflect, or what if I have many students for face-to-face but few students for online class? I am referring to one class, one section in particular. What if I have 100% face-to-face students? How am I going to schedule this if limited number is a requirement? Rotations, how are we going to do our syllabus into this? What kind of activities into this? What if I have 100% fully online students? Oh, that's fine, sir. Anyway, I am ODL expert already. I did my flexible learning, full online distance learning. Okay lang na siya, no? Okay lang. But what if I have multiple sections and varied engagement? One section will say all of us will go face to face. Another section will say all of us will go online because our parents did not allow us. I don't have answer yet into this, but these are the considerations. My office is studying this on how we could develop what is best for our university and to our colleagues in the other institutions. I want you to rethink this also, especially the administrators, on how are we going to implement this kind of mechanism. Okay, next, preparation. What about the instructional designing? What will happen? Do I have to prepare two different content or formats? Do I have to prepare my materials for both face-to-face and the online? Do I have to prepare video recordings only for face-to-face and for the online? Can I use that video in my face-to-face? Things like those. Okay, because instructional designing takes a lot of time actually in the whole technology integration process. What about in the delivery? No? And then during the delivery, I presented to you the different scenarios. Come to think of it, you should know what are the different modalities or strategies in terms of synchronicity. Are you going to do synchronous while having face-to-face while having a class with the face-to-face students? Are you going to have a screen or real time, a Zoom or Google Meet, so that other students who are at their home can participate also? Do you like to do that way? Or let's just do asynchronous. I will do face to face, and then I will just record my face-to-face and then just publish it for my online students. Are you going to do that? So there are several pedagogical consideration in this kind of delivery method. I like bichronous, sir. I want synchronous within asynchronous or asynchronous within synchronous. But the question is, how are we going to do that and how are we going to set it up in our learning management system and at the same time in our syllabus? Things like those. Or I don't want to make my life complicated. I just wanted to have the web enabled format. That means face to face, and then there is internet connectivity. Just look at me on the web and that's it. Because all assessment are to be done face to face or on a rotational or in a scheduled or in a self-paced format. That's also the delivery. But the most tasking part, actually, according to studies, is the assessment. No, assessment. What about the rubrics? There are many. I saw some arguments on the limited face-to-face a student asked. So meaning po ba, ma'am, na kaming mga online students would have a different level of learning compared to those in the face-to-face? Questions like those. How are we going, what are our mechanisms to ensure that achievement outcomes of the face-to-face students and outcomes of the online students are of the same level, considering that delivery and assessment are done in different modes? What about our rubrics? Is it the same quantification and qualifiers for our face-to-face and our online? What about the achievement of the learning outcomes? If we say make a blog, are we going to implement that to our face-to-face students? Why not allowing them to just utter or speak the words or discuss inside the classroom? Are you going to to use the same learning outcomes for all? I understand if you will scan the limited face-to-face, there is modified learning. There are modified learning outcomes stipulated into that, and who knows, it will be applicable also to all degree programs, things like that. What about the order thinking skill? Are we going to have the same learning taxonomy for both face-to-face students and the online students? Again, with the assumption that the preparation is different, the delivery is different, and others. And the most compelling issue under assessment is the grading system. Are we going to follow the same grading system for face-to-face and for online? Okay? Are we going to what if you have a criterion about oral presentation? Is that the same measurement of your oral recitation with the face-to-face and your online? What about the assessment? Are you going to do in the assessment, and when we say grading system, in terms of modality, what about or what will happen during final exam? So all online lang ba? Or the face-to-face will take the exam face-to-face and the online students will take the online or the quiz in the MySoul for Silliman or for any learning management system? Are you going to the same set, use the same set of questions for both students? So these are some questions that I think we have to work together and revisit our syllabus in order for us to be ready with the kind of face-to-face or limited face-to-face that we want to go on. And the last that I see as I browse also on the memorandum is all of us teachers having a declared class to have a class-based continuity plan. I understand one of the requirement actually before we could open is the learning continuity of the department of the university. But what about the learning continuity plan in the class? Or what if during the face-to-face, one of your students, one of your student is suspected and he or she has to be quarantined? Of course, you cannot continue meeting the face-to-face and you prepared that already in your syllabus. What will happen? So we should be able to prepare our class-based continuity plan.